Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Northumberland Zoo on YouTube. My name's Maxine and I work here. It just hasn't stopped raining. I've been waiting for an opportunity to do some filming, but there just hasn't really been one. So that's the main news of the video. We've had some horrific weather. We've flooded in every single building, structure, place you can possibly imagine. Luckily enough, though, we didn't get the high winds that they've had in Jersey for a change. We've just got never-ending rain. Everything is just so incredibly wet. And obviously it was our Halloween event last weekend, and the Saturday evening wasn't so bad. But the Sunday evening was pretty much a washout. But thank you so much to everyone who came along to our Northumberland Zoo event. It went really well, and we did manage to raise some money for the fruit bats, and I'll go through that with you on next week's video. Anyways, last week on October 23rd, it was International Snow Leopard Day, and some of you may know that we are associated with the Snow Leopard Trust, which is a conservation organization that does a lot of work out in the Himalayas in Mongolia, Kazakhstan, places like that. The areas where these leopards live are so remote and so isolated, and the people who are from there completely rely on their livestock to make a living. And the snow leopards come along and sometimes they pick off bits of livestock, obviously as food, because snow leopards can't tell the difference between a domestic goat and a wild goat. The Snow Leopard Trust do a lot of really vital work out there, helping to kind of snow leopard proof these farmers' corrals and protect their livestock, and also kind of do a bit of an insurance policy with them so that if they do lose any livestock, they pay for them, because that means then that the people aren't going out and persecuting the snow leopards instead. When we got our two girls back in 2020, we immediately partnered up with the Snow Leopard Trust, and we make a yearly contribution to their long-term range study. The purpose of the study is to identify where and who lives in different areas of their territories. This includes the snow leopards themselves, but also their food sources too. And they do this by using camera traps. They have also radio collared over 20 different individuals to gather data in known hunting and resting locations, and this will help us understand what features of the mountain ranges are the most important to the leopards, and then further help identify specific areas which need to be protected from development. The local people have really begun to embrace snow leopards as their neighbours, as there's a lot of ecotourism happening where people are travelling from far and wide to try and spot these elusive cats. This generates income for the local people and also generates a respect for the species. So we celebrated International Snow Leopard Day on October the 23rd, and this is what the keepers did for them.
So we're just stuffing some of these pumpkins with the venison, and then we're going to put the little lids on. So we've got the lids here. Just pop them on, and then hopefully they can kind of work out how to get the lid off and get into the pumpkin to get the food out. So they spell out Carly and Neva. Doesn't really look like it spells Carly and Neva just yet, but we are going to set them up nicely so you can see the names for them.
So we just got a nice leafy cabbage for them, so it was one of their favourite pieces of enrichment they used to get when they first came to us. They've not had it in a while, so hopefully they do something with it. Usually they just shred it up into a million pieces, making it a nightmare to clean up, but it's nice to see them playing with it. I've just got a couple of cardboard boxes that have been blinged up just a bit with the Snow Leopard print. And inside we've got some shredded cardboard. In the middle is their main meal, which is just a leg of venison with a bit more cardboard in. So hopefully they sort of smash this about before it reveals the main meal. So all of this is in aid of World Snow Leopard Day. So we're doing obviously a few extra bits of enrichment. We always give them daily enrichment, but this is obviously quite a lot today, which they're going to love. So today is just all about raising awareness for snow leopards because they are a vulnerable species. So it's all a bit of fun just to sort of fight the corner for the snow leopards. This one's also blinged out with lovely illustrations of our girls, very accurate.
So the last thing we're doing for World Snow Leopard Day is giving them this massive piece of enrichment. So this is just a replica of kind of like a prey animal that they might find in the wild. So it's just Hessian sacks filled with donkey bedding, which is nice and smelly. So we'll just plonk him down.
The other thing that we've had this week is we had a whole bunch of pumpkins donated from our Northumberland water. I'm not really sure what they were doing with the pumpkins, but they've donated like 800 of them to us, so we're going to use them for food. And we're also going to cut the seeds out, and we're going to make a huge pumpkin patch for next year. The Northumberland Zoo event was so popular that next year we're going to make it so much bigger and better, so I think that a pumpkin patch would be super cool. So yes, you can see that there's just an insane amount of water just everywhere, and it's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. My dad was busy building a new path along here, which has done the job, because prior to this year, before we added the domestics expansion, we could have just closed off the play area, but now that you can go through the barn and out over the fields and come back via the goats, we couldn't just close the play area, because then you would get stuck there and have to walk all the way back round again. We've put a little path in here, which definitely helps, but you can just see how much water is here. So we need to have a little search for a drain, but this is what happens when you build a zoo. There's always just random unforeseeable problems, and when you have this much rain dropping in such a relatively short space of time, this is the kind of stuff that happens. Oh, I really hate umbrellas. I don't normally use umbrellas. It's just I don't want to get the GoPro wet, so I'm not a weenie, if that's what you're thinking. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed that update, and to see us out for this week, I want you to enjoy a video of Ralph the raccoon saying cheese with some very special pumpkins. We made some pumpkins, Phil and Ned, for our social media to celebrate Halloween this year, getting to meet some of their favourite animals at the zoo. So I want you to see some of these really cool photos, and Ralph getting his photo taken with them as well. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't done already, please do like this video and subscribe to our channel, and we shall see you next week. See you later.